So today we have to study generation of computer. There are actually 5 generations of computer. There are 5 generations of computer. It is being divided by type of component used in it. So the history of computer development referred to as referring to different generation of computing device. So from where this funda came, generation of computer, actually what technology developed during that time, the change in technology, the change in the main technology that is resulted into different type of generations of the computer. And see, after before the computer was very costly, ठीक है, large in safe size, and more heat was produced by the computers. So now what is happening? On the basis of increasing of the generation, yeah, time duration, the computer is becoming day by day small, cheaper. That means low cost, more powerful. That means that is more efficient to work, and reliable device. So this is the first generation of computer. In 19 see from where to when from when to when first generation of computer, actually it was 1942 1956. We called it all the computer made during that time that were known as first generation computers. And a major so what it was using vacuum tube. It was using, in first generation of computer, it was using vacuum tube. So a vacuum tube, see, you can look here, vacuum tube. It is a vacuum tube. This is the picture of vacuum tube. It is for circuitry and magnetic drum for memory. That means memory they have created by using vacuum tube, and all the circuitry in the computer they have created using the vacuum tube. So it was large in size, bigger in size. So it take complete room. That means one big hall was needed for a computer. They were very expensive. That means that time it was very expensive. A very costly computer was coming, and by using the electricity, they were producing lot of heat. That means when it was functioning its work, lot of heat was produced by these vacuum tubes. So first level computer relied on machine language. See, it does not know all the language like COBOL, Fortran. It does not know. It just know the lowest level of language. Suppose we were using like a DOS, it was command like move. It was not knowing any command like this. That means nowadays computer are high level machine. That means they can understand the language which we are typing. But before computers was completely using the machine language. That means they were not able to interpret the language which we are using nowadays. That language it was not able to interpret into machine language. That means purely we have to write the program what machine understand during that time. So for input and output, they use punch card and paper tape. In first generation computer, they use punch card and paper tape for the output displays on printout. And for output, what they do, they use printout. For input, what they use, punch card and paper tape. During 1940 and 1956, computer was very large. It was taking a hall type of space. It was producing much heat. It used vacuum tube, and as a input it used punch card and paper tape. And for output they use printouts. So first computer during that time was UNIVAC. That means Universal Atomic Computer. And second one is ENIAC, Electronic Numerical Integrator and Computer. So these are the example of first generation of computer. So first commercial computer was UNIVAC. So this is first generation of computer. Now when we will move to the second generation of computer, instead of See, this is magnetic drum actually. It is picture of magnetic drum. So in second generation of computer, instead of that vacuum tube, in second generation of computer, instead of that vacuum tube, it used transistors. You know transistor? You have seen in TV, fridge, everywhere there is transistors. Hello, hello, hello.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So everyone know
Yes, sir.
transistor. What is transistor?
Yes, sir.
So in place of vacuum tube in second generation of computer, it was era from 1956 to 1963, and instead of vacuum tube, they use transistors in second generation. So transistor was invented in year 1947. But in computer they were started using from 1950s. In 1947 these transistors were developed, yeah, inverter. So transistor was better than vacuum tube. So due to transistor our computer became smaller, faster and cheaper, more energy efficient. That means from first generation of computer where they used the vacuum tube, it was uh, it was big computer. It was in bigger size. It was not that much efficient. It was producing lot of heat. So all these disadvantage was overcome by transistors. So same, so still they relied on punch card for input. In second generation also, in first generation also, they have used punch card for input and printout for output. For input output, they have used same thing, but vacuum tube was replaced by transistor in second generation of computers. So this is the picture of transistors. So second generation computer moved from cryptic binary machine language. That means first generation computer was depend on machine language. If we want to communicate something, we have to communicate by using machine language. Nowadays, then in second generation, they have moved from machine language to symbolic or assembly language, which allowed programmer to specify instruction and but that means before computer was using purely machine language, that means in form of 0 and 1 we have to do all the programming. But after in second generation the computer used assembly language. That means we can write the program, just I was saying, like move a to b, whatever in words we can write that. So high level language are example like COBOL and Fortran. During that time these language was also developed. So during the second generation, instructions was kept in the memory, which moved from magnetic drum to magnetic core technology. That means before they were using magnetic drum for storage purpose. Nowadays, from second generation onward, they have moved from magnetic drum to magnetic core technology. Now third generation of computer. During this time, third generation of computer came 1964 to 1971. They have used integrated circuit. That means that was main advantage over first and second generation computer, that they have used integrated circuit. That means there was one chip. There was one chip. Many of the transistors are kept on that single chips. So that became integrated circuit. Transistor was played on silicon chip. That name of that chip was silicon chip. That means most of the transistors are kept on that chip, and that is also known as semiconductors. So that increase the speed and efficiency of the computer. And in this third generation, in first generation and second generation, For input output, they have used the same thing. But in third generation, instead of punch card and printout, they have started using keyboard and monitors. That means keyboard for input and monitor for output. In third generation of computer, they have started using keyboard and monitor with an operating system. ठीक है, that means multi-processing can be done during the third generation of computer. That means we can do more than one work at the single time. That means we can hear song also, at the same time we can read the story. Okay, so multi-purpose. That means we can do multi-processing task. That means we can do more than one task at the same time in third generation of computer. And they became more cheaper and smaller. Now, fourth generation of computer. Fourth generation computer, what is the change in fourth generation computer? Actually, thousands of integrated circuit was used in third generation of computer. Integrated circuit were used on silicon chip. But instead of that, they have collected thousands of integrated circuit on the same board. That is known as microprocessor. That is known as microprocessor, where these thousands of silicon chips are kept on a single place. That means size has been reduced. So instead of entire room, that means computer can fit in a palm. That means in the hand we can, like nowadays mobile you are using, yeah, pad you are using. All these are examples of computer. That means we can nowadays the computer are that much small. You can keep it in hand also. Electronic device. So Intel 404 chip was developed in 1971. 1971, this chip was invented, and by using this microprocessor chip, they have integrated that chips in a computer. That means in motherboard, actually you know motherboard in the computer. So inside that motherboard, all the connections are kept. Thousands of integrated circuit were made in that motherboard. All the collection are provided from there on. ठीक है. So these are fourth generation of computer. So graphical user interface, mouse, handheld device, all these things were used in this computer. Now fifth generation of computer, that means now we are working on fourth generation of, actually we are working on in our house, that is our fourth generation of computer. Now the pupils are trying to make the fifth generation computer. That means they have already started the work for the fifth generation of computer, and that is based on artificial intelligence. That means like already started. Have you heard about Elia? Ella? That means we can speak and it will understand. Like you can see already on Google we are using the voice Google. Hello, hello.
Yes, sir.
Now you have already seen voice recognition is already done on the Google. Suppose we are
Yes, sir.
speaking something and that is being searched. So this is an example of fifth generation of computer. And parallel processing superconductor are helping making artificial intelligence in a reality. That means now what they are thinking in fifth generation computer, like you have heard about robot. So they are planning to make whatever user is thinking that can be read by that computer, and they can talk same way we are talking. So it is expectation from the fifth generation of computer, like this computer will come in the future. So quantum computation, molecular nanotechnology, all these are technology on which we have to work to make the fifth generation computer. So these are the generations of computer we have. Right.